Extended highlights presented by Dove.
Biggest omission is Mina Tanaka, suffered a hamstring injury, out 6 to 8 weeks, 4 changes.
In goal, Bella Bixby making her first start in 18 months. So getting her touches early on in this game to gain confidence, that's going to be key. With the experience of the three in the midfield, their familiarity of one another, they need to control this game, control the pace of the tempo. But for a team that wants to score more goals, they want to have more threats in the final third, the onus has to be on Castellanos. She's wonderful in tight spaces, can shoot from distance, but she needs to be more clinical in front of goal tonight.
Then for Portland, you mentioned it, Bella Bixby is back, and she brought Ruby along, born in July, missed the entire season with maternity leave, was actually running and with the team up to 7 months of her pregnancy, was back doing ball work on the field with the coaches and athletic training staff as early as November, with Mackenzie Arnold suffering an arm injury in training with Australia last week. Pressed into service for that long-awaited first start in 18 months. The 2022 champion looks on, and we're ready to kick off week 4 of this NWSL season. Solorzano stands over the ball for Utah Royals, and two sides looking for their first win of 2025. Kick us off in week 4. It's the NWSL on Prime. Couple years in Orlando. 26-year-old Utah native, a chance to come back home. Last year with the then expansion team. Bixby, Solorzano stepping. Here's Hyatt. Moultrie. Tejada. Short-armed it, but McGlynn gave it away and is out of her net. Up here to Castellanos, who chips above the bar.
Reoccurring theme. There are the errors, misplaced passes, put themselves under trouble. This time McGlynn, and we've seen her, this is good positioning. She's high off her line, they want her higher up, but then just doesn't catch it cleanly enough. Lands right to Turner, and then to Castellanos. Not a bad idea from Castellanos. Sees McGlynn retreating high off her line. Just trying to chip her in the end.
Third member of our team, it was the happiest to go down the slide yesterday, Leanne Sanderson.
Guys, the things you guys get me to do, but what I'm seeing down here, you know, we spoke about the Utah Royals team against the Kansas City Current. All of the Kansas City Current goals came from unforced errors, came from turnovers, and they're continuing, Laurie, to play out from the back. Manny McGlynn now, a couple of times got caught on the ball. It's a fantastic effort from Dana Castellanos, but I can't actually believe they're still continuing to play out from the back, and I can't also believe Portland Thorns are not pressing a little bit higher.
Well, it is an opportunity for McGlynn and her qualities that she has as a goalkeeper to be able to play out of the back. Just doesn't get a hold of that one. And you wonder a bit about the confidence level right now with McGlynn, because there has been so many turnovers. One of those turnovers led to the game winner against San Diego 3 or so weeks ago, so in match day 2. So it is something that Portland's looking for. There's the pickoff from Sagita. Now they're off and running with numbers.
Castellanos into Sagita. Ball knocked down and smashed in. Raylan Turner bashes it home, and Portland leads on the road inside a quarter hour.
Well, it's a work from Hina Sagita in the midfield. Reads the game so wonderfully right there, picks the ball off, and then has time and space to say, hey, where am I going to play this? Just simply to Castellanos, and then they get the runners in the box. And that is exactly what we were talking about coming into this game. Finding better options, get more numbers in the box, but picking out the right pass. This is a little no-look. Hina Sagita knows it. Clough leaving that space right in front of that back line. Sagita Moultrie having a heyday exploiting it.
Moultrie serves, trying to get a header back across the face of goal, and didn't fly. Take a look at our first half match stats, and Utah more the ball to this point, although that's the problem that Jimmy Coonrod's described in the loss before the break to Kansas City. We lost who we were trying to be. We had the ball enough. Kansas City wanted them to have the ball, and yet they weren't able to make anything when they did. Del Fava getting real familiar with Hina Sagita. And that is as quick a restart as you can get. Here's Moultrie.
Moultrie angles inside. Olivia Moultrie deflects and sliding in. Turner almost bagged another one.
That looked way too familiar. Turner touched it last.
Play because they go quickly. This is where Moultrie wants to be. 1v1 situations, forces Clough to come out. She's in the wrong position. Thompson had already been beat, and I love it from Moultrie because she's decisive. She goes right at Thompson in this situation and then finds the gap because Delfava doesn't really. She wants to stay connected to Tejada. That opens up the space for Moultrie to take that shot.
And it looks like a swipe almost. It didn't look like anything intentional.
I don't think anything's in
They
this.
called for halftime. Believe they have. Yep. And along with her twin brother, part of the larger Royals and Real Salt Lake organization, as well as both members of the U.S. under-15 national teams. On to the second half we go. Castellanos tossed aside. KK has spoken about how Lincoln has been such a motivation and really a sort of partner going through these early days of the youth development ladder within this organization. Twins getting to play here in Utah, about 15 miles apart. The training facility for RSL, where their academy games are played, are up in Harriman. We're in Sandy here. Reaching the end line, cut back towards Sagita, sent away. And Ream knocked off the ball. Going to see it find Sentnor. It's largely neutralized in the first half, playing St. George.
That is an excellent ball. St. George across, nearly for Ream.
How well they've handled their business on the whole. She said 2 years ago we weren't ready to bring in under 18 initiative players. And that's an acknowledgement that needs to be made from team to team. Are we ready to support or not? If you look at Utah, their Arizona academy, as well as in some ways a residential academy in Harriman, it's not that big of a leap from that point into the pro game from a off the field standpoint. Then it's trying to get ready into the on-field standpoint. It is something that's proven a bit divisive. Ball on forward by Fodor, who came on at halftime as well. And this ball stabbed across, out beyond the diving Bella Bixby. That's a high line from Portland. Utah checks up, ball across, over Turner, and knocked wide by Thompson.
They got a little bit lucky on that far post a few times. Thompson that time trying to sneak in. That delivery right there, you see Bixby doesn't totally feel comfortable to come out. Could have made a few yards, snagged that through the air, but instead stays on her line. Almost gives a free look on that far post.
Yeah, guys, Jimmy Kumratz is not happy that Hanks didn't pick up that second yellow card there. He was looking to his staff as if to say what's gone on there. I certainly am seeing a little bit more intensity from the Utah Royals, Laurie. Like you said, you mentioned it, you know, KK Bream's come into the game, Fodor has come into the game, and I think this is now the time they need to
Sentnor, backside, headed offside netting. Appeal that hit somebody from Delfava. That goes unheard. And here comes an NWSL debut for Portland. Mimi Alidou coming in off the bench. 29 years old from Quebec. Went to France at Marseille, then Sweden, Spain, Norway, Austria, and eventually Portugal. She spent the better part of the last 2 years. Could have waited till the summer window. The deal had been done, but ultimately the clubs were able to come together and get her into the league before the NWSLs. Castellanos, header back across, into the air, going after it, falls, knocked down, and Mimi can't get it over the line. Alidou is in the right place, no doubt about that. Jaden Perry was in front of goal and had to go at it too.
Or Alidou, excuse me, on the near post from Delfava. Goes up for it right there. It's just the late challenge on Perry. Alidou in a wonderful position on the far post. Trying to redirect it, forcing McGlynn to come over, make the save initially before the whistle had been blown.
Threw an arm up there. Ream helps to intervene. Sentnor goes to work. St. George. Ream leads the charge. Support coming from Mazingo off the right. And there's the ball through. Bracken Mazingo! It was there.
St. George, in these moments to be able to break out, there's an intensity of the pressure. Ream does such a good job to help out defensively. And then the area that's exposed, St. George has all the time in the world, doesn't force it, and this is exactly what you want. There's the patience, there's the calmness to pick out the exact right pass. Zingo has to be hitting the frame in that moment, just pulls it wide, lets them off the hook. She's the one that's subbed out.
Without a road victory. Sent into Pogarch. Able to navigate this into the middle. Fodder through. Sentnor unloads! She's got it in her bag, but not that time. And Portland's going to try and change the momentum with a double sub in a moment.
I love this. From the Utah Royals, Ali Sentnor, one thing on her mind is such a quick release. Knows exactly where the goal is. They're in good position to win this ball back. It's a loose pass from the Portland Thorns in their defensive half. And then they find that pass to Sentnor and exactly where you want her to be, right on top of the 18-yard box. Quick release, undefendable.
Double sub, Mally McKenzie and Jessie Fleming coming in. Keep in mind for these international players, Emma Hayes last year said it out loud, but yeah, we subbed some players on that we knew were going to play on Friday as opposed to starting them the back end of an international window. Not everyone gets that benefit. Not everyone is just coming from LA. So Torpy and Sagita check out, and maybe in a week you'd think they'd go the full 90, but at altitude, coming off the international break, this is pretty prudent. Ball comes back to Tejada. I think scored my favorite goal of Summer Cup last year. Center back role tonight. Turner comes away from that multi-car collision. Here's Castellanos. Make that Turner over here on the near side. Turner. Raylan Turner, angle tightening. Off the shadow of the post. So it's 66 on the near side, 26 on the far side.
Been a bright spot, just connecting Castellanos, and this is what they want from her. Just dropping in, then she can get faced up because that back line for the Utah Royals is dropping. There's the ball from Castellanos that releases Turner in this position as well to control her feet.
The first 3 weeks. Here's Sentnor in the pocket.
Good work, excellent tackle, a little toe poke from Sam Coffey. Jessie Fleming was there as well. No time and space for Ali Sentnor.
And Kunratz was literally leaping up and down. Ball laced ahead. Aladu went for goal! Trying to make an impression in Kadani McAlpine's early years with UGA.
And we're seeing glimpses, especially in the second half, when Utah Royals are playing with more confidence. They're playing a bit more direct and not just balls over the top. That ball was from Sentnor into the path of Dorsey.
Ball knocked back. Dorsey tries to dance on Perry and got turned away.
But there are the right ideas. There are the understanding of what they're trying to do. It's just not set up completely right now to play to their strengths, given that they have so many injuries. But just that previous pass from Tejada to play into Ream. This is a player that typically plays with a lackluster shot there from Zernoza. But this is a player playing center back. If they can push her higher up the field when real other players are able to come back, then all of a sudden you have more players playing in their traditional positions and easily get more numbers forward. Tejada is a player that can play make, keep possession, Lornoza then can take more risks as well. Start to be able to play around with the players that you have and the pieces, and the structure of your team can look very different.
Portland picks it off. Sentnor recovers.
Sentnor fires over the bar.
Sentnor able to regain possession, but then takes her look, sees where Bixby is, doesn't get the best of looks, falling away from it, gets underneath it.
Dorsey, Aladu outruns her. 2 tangle feet, play on. They'll have to go the length of the field if there's any time at all. There's the look at the watch. That's it, it's full time, and the Thorns have their first 3 points of the season. A couple of draws, and now they've broken through to the edge of the playoff field to begin week 4. Raylan Turner, the goal in the 14th minute. And Bella Bixby with a clean sheet, her 25th.